Tell 'em Steve Dave is recorded on the Zoom H6. Zoom for creators.
Zoom!
Nice callback, Sagey.
Hey there, folks. Trustworthy Fat Kev Smith. Before we start casting the pods, man, let me try to sell you something first, okay? Do you like me? Do you like my friends Jason Mewes, Ralph Garman? Then guess what? We're coming to a town near you, man. Chicago, St. Louis, Atlantic City, San Diego for the Comic-Con, and Louisville, Kentucky. We're coming your way, man. Come see a Smodco show. Tickets at csmod.com. That's SEESMOD.com. Now, if you can't come to one of our shows, you're like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to support this two-bit operation? Well, how about you kick back in your home with some family and friends and loved ones and play Monopoly? Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back Monopoly. That's right, man. You can buy from jayandsilentbob.com, the home of the secret stash, right there online, a signed edition of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back Monopoly. Me and Mewes sign it, man. Jason Mewes, Jay himself, me, Silent Bob. And the parts are real fun, man. They got a little cock knocker, a little fist, a little Suzanne, a little bluntmobile. It's crazy, man. Get your hands on it. You get drunk, get stoned, and play a round of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back Monopoly. Available, signed by me and Jason Mewes at jayandsilentbob.com. Now, here comes your Smodco podcast.
Well, that guy shouldn't be dressed as fucking Cookie Monster. He's taking money from fucking Jim Henson, who's been dead for fucking 10 years.
Put a fucking dismembered doll on there, Elvis. Something. That's fucking horrible what's on there right now.
Has the devil ever had an advocate like this motherfucker right here? Good God.
Tell him, Steve Dave.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Tell 'em Steve Dave. Q and I are back from our travels.
Hey everybody!
Walt's here, looking a little shaggy. Walt, what's going on? You gonna grow it out for season 5?
You got the beard?
You got the beard. You got the long hairdo. His hair is longer than normal, right?
Yeah, not too much.
No, I don't think so. No, just was a little lazy today. Wanted to make sure I got here on time. I knew we were recording tonight.
Thought you were trying to rip off Mike's look. Well, oh, you knew you were recording tonight, so you got here at like 8 in the morning.
Yeah, prepared.
You were so fucking jazzed. That's all right. And if you haven't already clicked off because you sensed a presence in the room and presence in the room and thought it could be, get him. Sunday Jeff is here.
Yes.
That's a treat for everyone.
I cannot believe how the tide has turned on Get Him. If you look, there are people who are demanding him become a permanent member.
I saw.
Come on. Why does it have to be one extreme or the other? Why can't, because it's not going to be that every time. But that was a particularly chock-a-block full of get 'em goodness. There was some weird shit in there.
Right, but I mean, how... That is a gigantic turn of emotions.
For 3 years. I mean, it wasn't like it happened overnight.
I mean, he's literally sitting on top of the world right now after just reading some of those, saying that he's the best thing that ever happened to Tell Him Steve Dave.
Oh, for Christ's sake. How many accounts does he have?
You don't want to give it to him, huh?
No, I'll give it to him. I mean, I'm not going to give him it's the best thing that ever happened to Tell Him Steve Dave. But I defended him. I enjoy his appearances, and I don't
think you have to defend him anymore.
Yeah.
There's nothing to defend.
He has to defend me now.
Teflon game.
Yeah. Come on, give Brian a break. He tries.
He shows up at least. Come on.
Yeah. So, what do we owe this visit to? Or are we going to do some other stuff first?
I got nothing. I just Sunday Jeff in the room. I thought was maybe a little pick me up in the middle of hump day.
Okay.
Yeah, it worked on me.
Right.
I got happy right away.
I told Q he's a walking, talking Red Bull.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm trying to convince myself of that. Has he said anything yet?
It's all, people still don't even know if he's really here.
Yeah, erection of the week.
I had an idea that I wanted to run by you on air. Walt and I kind of just came up with it, Brian.
Okay.
Actually, Q came up with it. I don't think I had anything to do with it.
I thought it was a
You
help.
listened.
So I got a bunch of, people are bringing Elvis vinyls for me to the Tenderloin shows, and some people are sending them to the store. I just got a nice chunk of Elvis vinyls from my boy Eric Mace, like 15 or 20 records. And we were going through it, me and Walt, and he was making fun of Elvis's
Art direction. Right. Whoever was putting out the albums I guess these are all 70s albums, I imagine.
The covers are not up to snuff.
I'm saying to myself that I was like, there's a
Classic.
That's not bad, that one.
come on. That's just like, can someone put a little effort in? This is the fucking king. This is shit.
Wow, that one's pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, he's saying like they just took random photos and like just threw them on, and that's actually pretty cool.
That's a picture disc.
I think, though, it's because of what's going
That was the biggest offender.
like that one?
Because who's Frankie and Johnny?
I think it was a soundtrack to a movie he did, but they're all very similar. They're like just Elvis,
in that white
a
costume.
Well, I think that's what draws.
Yeah.
That one looks like
People
a
in.
gospel
It's
record.
iconic.
It really does, yeah.
No, he did gospel record. It is a gospel.
Yeah.
So
That's the one that was like, what the fuck?
See, that one's the best one, I think, because it's just so out there. Like,
Right, but let's be
it's
honest.
just a little Elvis on the cover, and who are those guys?
that's Elvis's father and Colonel Tom Parker, his manager.
Okay, now you say that with like you have a sense of irony, like that's the best one because
Right.
it's. But if you were really if you are the world's biggest rock star, and your art director came at you was like, "This is what we're thinking of our memories of." Well, I guess he's dead at this point. Our memories of Elvis, but even the
Well, if you're in
estate.
charge of the project,
Yeah, I'm like, well, why don't we put two old men on the front cover? Just a faraway shot, not even centered.
Not even close up, not centered.
I'll put this on Instagram.
Some park benches in the background.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
So then I said to Walt,
Elvis's dad didn't figure prominently into his life, did he?
"No, he did. He was one of his main boys.
Oh, I thought it was his mom that he.
His mom was. He was a mama's boy for sure, but his father outlived
What's that?
him.
What does it mean? That a mama's boy? What does that mean? He had some issues, like some Freudian things with the mom.
I don't think it was like that, but he was very coddled by his mother, and they were very they had a very close relationship.
very close.
Yeah,
Like creepy close.
I think weird close. Yeah, like they spoke their own language.
What?
They had
And didn't
weird.
he have a name for like a lump of fat that she had on her neck or something?
It was like all weird shit like that. Like they were talking this language.
Elvis sounds more fucked up than Michael Jackson.
So
he had a name for a fatty deposit on his mother's neck.
I believe so. Well, you could tell your
like they would baby
idea.
talk each other and stuff like that.
So they were like twins. How twins have languages.
Do you think all this eccentric behavior is ramped up when you're the king of the world?
I think that he was.
And you even let it go even more because you're like, no one can stop me, and no one can tell me, and no one's gonna dare. I could do anything and say anything.
I do believe that.
I could even put two old men on the cover of my records.
Well, I think this was after he died.
Got any Elvis on your? I know now you have how many songs on your iPod?
Oh, there's a lot.
How many?
40,000.
40,000 songs on his iPod. Q. How many Elvis songs?
I have the essential. I have the 2-disc essential Elvis.
That's it, huh?
That's it.
That's
I'm not really
enough.
a big, huge. I got Beatles. I mean, I like the Beatles. Well, you know what? The Beatle albums don't look much different than that either. They were all pictures of
kidding
faces.
me?
It was just pictures
There's
of
one
faces.
They had
They
all
had-
sorts of artwork.
They
and
had all
stuff.
sorts of
Yellow
psychedelic looking
Submarine
shit.
and,
you can't even
Sgt.
you
Pepper.
out.
But I'm saying,
White
look at their
Album?
early the
What
White
about
Album. That nothing.
Abbey Road, great cover.
Iconic, one of the best.
What about the one where they're killing all the babies with the dolls? Okay, Elvis needed something on there. I mean, put a fucking dismembered doll on there, Elvis. Something that's fucking horrible. What's on there right now?
I don't think Elvis is known for dismembered dolls.
Neither were the Beatles, but they just wanted to shock the nations.
Yeah, man, they wanted to get their attention.
My idea was, Brian, was that we re-released the vinyl, a limited run, the vinyl cast.
Vinyl cast that did have Gidim on the cover. Now knowing how popular Gidim is, Gidim was at his lowest point when we put him on the cover.
We put him on the cover to piss people off.
Now you're going to take him off the cover. Q is what I'm saying.
and take a horrible photo of us, a la the father and the manager and do a special horrible photo, like make it look like this, all ugly and shit like that, and then just like a picture of the three of us.
I love it.
Yeah, just like
I love the idea.
do a couple of hundred and like just do a special ugly photo edition.
I'm going to start shopping in thrift shops and shit for outfits right now.
But I like it. You like it. Walt likes it. What do you think, Sunday Jeff?
Good idea.
All right.
Can't go wrong with it.
We'll leave it to the I'll monitor Twitter, see if everybody likes it or not.
Have a limited a run though, because you want to keep it limited so that like you don't piss people off who bought the other one, who also may have paid exuberant prices, aftermarket prices.
Well, we can't be responsible for that.
Yeah.
I don't know what $250.
I mean, they know how.
Well, why don't we see what the price breakdowns are from the
They
place?
know how fucking capricious we are. That's their own fault if they went on
Right.
paying no
They also
respect.
know this probably will never come to fruition.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
I like it, man. I like the
like
idea
it?
of the bad cover. Yeah.
Yeah, like the bad cover. Because we were always talking about doing the dumbass edition for people who never ordered it.
Right.
And we were talking about doing like reprinting the vinyl, but the cover just said dumbass across it for people who didn't get it in time. The dumbass edition.
I saw a red one went for $500 on eBay.
No.
Yeah.
500?
Well, $480.
Holy
Close enough,
shit.
right? With
Yeah.
shipping, it's got to be close to $500.
Wow. Wish I had any red ones left.
Yeah, I went downstairs to check the one copy I have. It wasn't red.
Was it red?
It's right there. I opened up the case and I slid it open and it wasn't. Oh, fuck me. You fucking hogged all the fucking red ones. Probably that's why he's so fucking daddy fucking Warbucks.
Yeah.
He kept all the red ones to himself.
Except for one that he gave to a redneck, ironically. That's cute.
I clipped a woman's car in a parking lot.
In the stash?
No, in a bank the other day.
You got insurance, right?
I didn't go through insurance.
You didn't tell her?
Well, it was pretty extensive damage to her car.
Really?
Yeah, like I backed right into it.
Were you
had a
doing
big
anything
vehicle,
at the
though,
time? Or you
No,
texting? Or?
nothing untoward. Just backing in. Like I like to back in spots, but this time she was parked over the line and I didn't notice, and I just.
So you're that jerk.
How much damage could you do?
You got a.
Well, I have the number because I left a note on the. I went to 2 different stores to find her. I couldn't find her, and then I left a note on the car. I said, "Call me. I'll get it fixed."
What'd you do to the car?
$1,200.
Did you know that it was?
That's a bumper cover.
That's two red. That's two red vinyls.
Yeah, you're right, but I don't have
Maybe
any.
three.
She didn't know it was
the
me.
vinyls.
2 red and 1 regular.
Just give her the vinyl.
You like telling
Part of me, there was a part of me that, like, when I was putting the note on the car.
You write the fake note.
No, not the fake note, but it was like there was weather in the forecast that day, so I was like, maybe it'll just pour rain and
it'll bleed
and get me out of this. Yeah.
Why do you want to go through insurance?
Why? I don't want people to know anything. Like, I don't know who
I
they
thought
are.
it would be because of the rates. Because I like them your rates.
Not even the rates, but it's like right now I'm handling everything through email. I didn't even put my phone number on the note. I just put an email address, and I'm just handling everything by email. If I get into insurance, then they know where I live. They know all that shit.
Really?
Yeah, they got to get an accident report done.
Yeah. So, fuck it.
You need a driver, Q. You're at the level now where you can get a full-time driver.
No, I'm not. I should have ran away.
Maybe you
I
should
should have
think about
drove
getting
off.
one.
Just left your car.
You did the right thing. That's not what a fucking.
Yeah, at least he did do the right thing.
Imagine if you got caught, man, on the cover of the Sun and the Star, TV Star, fucking.
Joke's
it's like
on you.
Like a 90-year-old lady, you're bilking her out of thousands of dollars.
That would have been awesome. We could have put on the cover of the album. That would have been sweet.
It's unfortunate, but I'm coughing up the money.
Coughing it up.
How's your car?
That sucks too. Don't you hate when you? It's like if you like you lose something, and then you have to like rebuy it, and you don't feel like, oh wow, I got something new. It's like I just spent money for something I already have.
Do you think that you may know? Do you know anybody who does any body work that you could get it maybe done cheaper?
I do, but you're talking about knocking like maybe a couple $100 off, and then that involves me doing stuff.
There we go. The Daddy Warbucks syndrome. That is.
Yeah, but then I got to call them up. Then they have to drive from Brooklyn to the shop.
Call, yeah.
Yeah. Then I owe someone a favor.
Yeah.
And then it's like then they can call upon me in the future. It's like I don't want it.
Yeah, nice and clean, right?
Yeah. Just pay my way. Pay my way out of this situation.
Anything noteworthy happen on your trip to Nashville, aside from seeing Maxwell, of course?
No, not particularly. Oh yeah, actually it did. I got to hang out with the Zucker brothers.
I saw the picture.
Isn't that incredible?
That is, and you said they were very funny, huh?
Unbelievably nice guys. Who
They were making you laugh.
you know who the Zucker brothers are? Of course, they made
used their
Airplane.
Oh, okay.
They made the Naked Gun movies.
No, I thought you were like I thought it was the
Yeah.
former head of NBC,
No,
Zuckerman.
or Zuckerberg.
yeah, no. These are the guys. That
Oh, yeah.
made those
How
movies.
old are these guys now? If they made
They're in
Airplane?
their
old.
60s.
Yeah,
late
and they came to
60s.
see your show.
They were in the same hotel as us, and we went to the Nashville Country Western Museum together. Me and the two brothers.
A planned date, or just happened to
Well,
be there
we
together?
met at lunch, and then some other people that we know were going, and they were like, "We'll go." And I ended up just talking to them, and then it was just me and the two of them wandering the museum for like 2 hours. It was fucking great.
Oh yeah.
It was. They were telling me stories about Leslie Nielsen, stories about getting Airplane made, like not fights, but like working with the studio to get it made and stuff like that. It was pretty interesting stuff. And they were
Are they still in the industry?
yeah, they make those scary movies now from time to
Oh,
time, and they were talking to me about some projects that they're trying to get made. But like I was talking to them, and I was like, "Holy shit! Like these are the guys. They created an entire new
Like they created a
before
genre,
Airplane.
yeah.
There was nothing like that. Like they created that. I was like, God, and it's never been done as well as Airplane.
Well, that's I was going to ask you. Did you bring up those ass clowns that I can't remember their names? I'll give it to you in just a second.
They were ass clowns.
They're total ass clowns. You'll know who I'm talking about.
But we were walking around the museum, and it was like it was one of those rare moments, Walt, where I was like, all right, this is cool. Like what I do is now cool because I just got to hang out with the Zucker brothers for 2 hours.
Is that what happened? Like you got all excited and just jammed on the gas and crashed into their car?
It's actually Jerry Zucker. I'm paying.
Aaron Seltzer and Jason Friedberg, those guys.
What do they make?
They do like Date Movie, Not Another This Movie, Not Another That Movie, all those fucking suck ass.
Yeah.
They didn't bring them up, huh?
They didn't bring them up. No.
You didn't try to bring any negativity into the situation.
No, I did mention Airplane too, and they apparently hate that movie because they didn't make it. It was made without their
How many Airplane movies were there?
two,
Just two.
yeah.
3 Naked Guns.
And they made the series that it was based on. Police Squad.
Police Squad. Well, he
Yeah.
was in that too, wasn't he? Leslie Nielsen.
Leslie Nielsen was in that too.
Is
it was
Leslie
great.
Nielsen still with us?
No, he died
What
last
was
year, I
the,
think.
what was the story? Well, like was it tawdry or was it
No.
inspiring?
Just about how he didn't.
Was his death inspired?
No. Well, they tell a story. He said they were telling stories about Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah, they were just talking about like directing him and how he was a serious actor
Yeah.
before Airplane. He had never done comedy before, and it turned out all he wanted to do was comedy. So when they got him and he was playing it so funny and broad, and they were like, no. They're like, we had to convince him play it serious. Like the funny in the movie comes from you acting like every line you say is serious. And he wasn't getting it. And then they showed him some other movie and about how like some guy was basically straight facing it, and he got it. And he said after that they barely had to direct him at all. After that, he just knew to deliver each line as serious as possible. And I'm sitting there and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, this is fucking amazing. This is amazing.
Yeah, it's weird too because like he was doing comedy, but it didn't feel like it to him. I guess, right?
Yeah. And he was doing the best. You know, he
Yeah.
had that one line that still lives today. The Shirley.
Shirley, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't call
So
him
it was
Shirley.
great. It was something unbelievable for me. So I'm in a very.
How'd you know it was them?
I wouldn't have known. Yeah.
They were doing a panel there, and there were pictures of them in the
On the set.
in the booklet for the festival and whatnot. Yeah. So it was pretty. That to me was a highlight. One of the highlights. There you go.
Got an ad, Q.
All right. Who do we
New
got?
one. Oh wait a minute. Did you call these people?
I did call them.
Okay.
What a call it was.
Sure was not.
Sherry's berries, Q. Sherry's berries.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you pronounce that?
I think it's probably
Sherry's
just
berries?
Sherry's berries. Yeah. I
You
didn't
don't like that better though?
Well,
Sherry's berries.
Well, I mean, I love it. I mean, I feel like kissing up your arm like Morticia shit, but I'm saying that at no point on this conference call did they say to use any sort of French type accent.
Yeah.
You're talking
Why did they
conference
want an
call.
accent anyway? Conference call this.
I don't know, but the conference call, I gotta tell you, it's like you call in and then you give your number like a code.
Yeah.
And then you join, and then this woman is supposed to tell you all the information. And not everybody calls at 11 o'clock exactly. And so it's just like she just keeps restarting the same information over and over again.
To who? Who is she telling this information to? Other podcasters?
All these other sponsors. It's a lot of them were radio stations. They weren't podcasts. She's like, okay, well, just email me to let me know that you were on this conference call. So she didn't have to like write down everybody's name. And everybody's like, well, I'm driving. So she's like, oh shit, all right. Well, like it was so, no, she didn't say that, but it was just so fucking disorganized. It was such a clusterfuck of a call. I didn't say a word the entire time. And then like finally, because I didn't have to, I just had to like email in and say like I was on the call and here's the number, the code. But at the end I was like, and this is how fucking corny these guys are, these radio guys.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, Tim and Bob, WTESD signing off. Like a whole bunch of them did it. And I just fucking hung up. I was like, fuck this shit. But they don't want, the one thing you can't do, they will flag you all. Don't just read it verbatim. Give it your personality. Give it a little bit of spin.
Cherries, berries.
What more can they ask for?
That's it.
Boom, done.
All right, let's go on to the next one. Wait, we didn't give them no information.
Yeah, we need at least a code.
What is Sheri's Berries? I don't even know.
I
heard rumors they were going to send this shit.
Do you like strawberries?
You're still getting it.
We were getting it?
Yeah, you're getting it.
Do you like strawberries?
Yeah, well, who doesn't like strawberries?
I don't like strawberries. I can't stand the smell of strawberries.
I love strawberries,
I didn't even know that strawberries had a scent.
Are they all kinds of berries?
Strawberries starting at $19.99 with a code of, if you type in the code TESD. Where do you got to go to get these berries? You got to go to berries, BERRIES.com, click on the microphone and enter the code capital T, capital E, capital S, capital D, TESD.
Oh, come on, man. They're gourmet strawberries, Q. Look at this. Cheesecake.
So, you know what?
Swizzled strawberries.
Is that,
Look at this.
That's amazing.
Isn't that like the oysters and, what's that stuff, that aphrodisiac?
Aphrodisiac?
Does that work on you, Q?
Know.
Yeah, you eat a Sheri's Berries, it's like a Spanish fly. You're going to pop her out immediately. And which is going to be weird because this is like they're really focusing on Mother's Day. So you're going to be like Elvis popping around in front of your mom.
I thought strawberries and I thought strawberries dipped in chocolate was.
I think it's just romantic.
It's romantic, yeah. It doesn't get you horny or anything.
I don't think it makes anything happen in the bedroom. But.
You know what? I can sit here and vouch for it that strawberries dipped in chocolate work against your sex life because I've had so many. you become so fat and lethargic that you don't want to ever fuck.
Well, Q, they have berries, cake truffles, brownie pops, pretzels, and more.
Beautiful.
Do they have any dingleberries? No?
Dingleberries.
Yeah.
So, listen, what am I seeing? $19.99 on that thing?
I mean, come on. Gourmet dip strawberries from $20.
$20?
$30
shows you how
here.
thoughtful you are. People
As
are like,
seen
wow,
on
they
Good
really
Morning
thought of it.
America. If you don't fucking buy these after that, seeing that little green like as seen on Good Morning America, you're a fucking idiot.
How? Hold on a second. Oh, Q. The theme of Sheri's Berries this month is this year. Give mom the last bite.
All right.
Now that's kind of that sounds aphrodisiac.
This
Get mom laid?
We have never had a commercial that has been more
Edible?
Yeah, edible complex. Yeah, Sheri's Berries is so fucking. There's such an undertone of edible. Humping going on here, like phallic-shaped pretzels covered in chocolate, like a big black cock.
Q, when you go back, when you finally accept the mission to go back and impregnate Hitler's mother, bring some Sheri's Berries with you, and they'll get the job done. You don't have to do any. I know you would like to take care and do all the bells and whistles if you're going to be with a woman. I know you don't just go.
So Hitler's mom just
you don't have to do all that. I don't. You have to go. You don't have to give her the squeegee, and you don't have to do all your extras.
Okay.
You just give her a Sheri's Berry.
Hitler's mom will be spreading.
And you're
legs.
in, dude. In fact, that is their slogan.
Did you see?
That's their slogan. Sheri's Berries, Mrs. Hitler's favorite treat.
Did you see that picture people were posting of Hitler's mother, and she looks like an actor from Superbad?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
You didn't see it?
She looks like McLovin or something.
No, like
who does
they
she
did a
look like?
side by side of Hitler's mother and Boy George.
George. Michael Cera?
Yeah. Just type Hitler's mom, Michael Cera. Watch the comparison.
It's crazy.
He looks just like her. Now this is what Shari's Barry's were looking for. Right here. This sort of the special TESD
Sheri,
touch.
when you're on the phone with Sheri, she had no idea that she would have to tell
Yeah, she's
all
like-
that phone coverage. Don't bring up anything Nazi related.
Yeah.
She's like, I thought it was a given.
Wow. She does fucking look like Michael Cera. Holy shit. Who noticed that?
I don't know. It's
That's
people
pretty
with some-
fucking
I have
genius.
to. I was pretty hard on you last week.
Yeah.
I thought it was. I thought it was just an old photo
Yeah.
of Hitler's mom, and your reluctance to go and
Right.
and save the world, basically, and
Right.
not willing to do it.
Yeah.
But if that would be tough.
That's what I'm saying.
Now you're thinking of Michael Cera.
Yeah. Fucking Scott Pilgrim while I'm trying to save the world.
I don't know if you listened to last week's Sunday, Jeff, but I tasked Q. You know how people always say you want to go back in time and kill baby Hitler? Mm-hmm. Did it in a Dollar Shave, which is, speaking of Dollar Shave, you want to let anybody know where to go to get Dollar Shave?
Audible.com. Also on iTunes.
Nice.
But I said, instead of killing him, Q has to go back, and before Hitler's dad has at it with Hitler's mom, his wife, Q gets in there.
He's got to penetrate.
Got to bust it up beforehand, huh?
Yeah, so he plants his seed, and then Hitler's dad raises Q's.
Q Hitler.
Well, but what
He could have been worse than Hitler.
No, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that Q's
A yuck
seed
Hitler?
could never turn into a Hitler.
My seed doesn't have any hate in its heart.
Yeah.
That's true.
Q would go back in time and pop
Rubber bayonets.
Sheri's cherry. All right, Sheri's Berries.com. And then what is it? TESD. Come on, buy some fucking strawberries for your mom, man. Make it sexy. Make Mother's Day sexy this year.
Yeah.
FanDuel, the leader in one-day baseball for real money with immediate cash payouts.
Yeah.
Entry
Do you like
fees.
baseball Sunday, Jeff?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
He hates baseball.
Don't they have like 180 games a year or something?
160 some
What the
games.
fuck?
Yeah.
I couldn't
It's a
follow the
marathon.
season. It is.
That's crazy. That's like, it must take all year, right?
Yeah.
Like those guys earn their money.
Sure. Well, they're playing a child's game, but yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, baseball is the only sport I can. Well, no, I guess football too, where if you could be playing and sitting down, like for
Right.
a large portion of the game, just sitting and
when
watching.
When you're not.
That's why they're all so fucking fat.
Yeah, other than pitcher and the catcher, I mean, the outfielders could be.
Mike and Ming?
Sheri's, man.
Do you guys know what? Do you guys know what Periscope is?
I've heard. I heard it. It's an app, right? I don't know what it
It's an
does,
app.
but I heard about
It's just
it.
a live streaming app.
What does it
Okay.
do?
Well, you basically turns your phone into you know how like you record something, then you put it on YouTube,
Okay,
and then people can watch it. Yeah,
Yeah,
a video.
okay.
This is live streaming. So like you,
Oh my gosh!
you hit it and
need
it's just
this.
streaming live. Well, you do need it. Let me tell you why.
Because I could have periscoped that whole fucking thing with that old bag, right?
You could have, yes, but more
Damn
important
it.
than that is you could have done what I did yesterday and watch. And the videos stay online if you want them to. You could do what I did yesterday and watch Mike and Ming live Periscope.
What are you doing?
In the restroom.
What are you doing that you can't answer my emails? But you can watch
Here we go.
Mike and Ming on Periscope.
So that's it. That was them
It
yesterday.
looks like one of those tubes, like before it goes in your anus, like a medical
Yeah.
procedure.
What?
You ever seen- yeah.
He's showing us a live colonoscopy over here.
There you go. And then they just broadcast
Oh, wow.
and you can watch it on that.
Why aren't we doing that on Tom Steve Dave?
I could do it right now.
Yeah, because nobody
okay.
gives a fuck. Just like they wouldn't give
Yeah.
a fuck for that.
And then people could comment. See, people could comment.
Yawn.
How was the
It's,
episode?
Well,
Was it awesome? Thanks to Periscope.
Q, you have no hateful sperm in your body.
I didn't really watch.
Do you have any? Do you have any honest sperm in your butt?
It was as it always was.
Okay, and shall ever be.
Enlightening.
Being honest
Yes.
isn't hateful.
Enlightening and light and just a feel-good episode.
Yeah.
as usual.
Right.
A
Exactly.
good time was had by.
See, I could hit start broadcast right now, and the
By
ants would
two.
be able to watch. Would be able to watch.
Are you periscoping us right
You
now?
want me to?
Go ahead.
No, don't.
Okay, don't.
Don't.
Down Periscope.
You don't
You
want
guys
to
got to
just.
get going.
You want to just do a hi?
Where does it go to though? Who gets to see it?
Oh, we're live.
You could do it on Twitter, right?
All right, you want to say hi? Hold
Yeah.
on.
Hey,
Nobody's joined. Here we go.
oh, you have to join?
No. Here we go. People are joining in.
All right, we're on the cutting edge of technology. We just joined Periscope.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're awesome.
Right,
man.
Walt?
Hey, Walt, what do you think? You're on Periscope.
Sunday Jeff, anything?
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff. Sick hand
Not on my Periscope.
on your Periscope.
I don't get it though. How does anybody know you're on?
It's because if they follow you,
As soon as they see
Twitter?
Q
then
go
you see
on,
I'm getting
yeah.
all these people.
Wow, man, look at that thing.
Yeah.
Like, no, Q?
Yeah, dude.
Damn.
Oh, somebody said fluttering and shit.
Here
Somebody
you
said,
go.
Damn, maybe you should do
Periscope
this.
some of this shit, man.
All
Look
right.
at those jugs, baby.
There we go.
That's
crazy. See how many people popping up?
Though.
You're live.
You're live, Walt.
But where are they seeing it?
You're got
their
no
own-
safety net.
What happens is they comes up on there that says that we're broadcasting live, and then they could jump
but
in.
where are they at though?
They're
what
wherever
site
their
are they
phones
They're
are. at.
watching on
It's an
their
app.
own app.
Cell
Follow
phones.
it though from what on your Twitter?
On Periscope. They got to
They
have
have to be on
Periscope.
Periscope.
Yeah.
And how do they know
Probably
you're
like a
on
little
Periscope?
message pops up,
Yeah,
and it's like
it's
Brian
an alert.
Quinn
Yeah,
just
it's
joined
just like
Periscope.
something just came
Message
up.
alert.
Yeah.
Now live.
All right.
TSD.
Christ Almighty, man. We like. I feel
All
like
right.
that. Like we're gonna have to. You should write all the questions for the old people, man.
All right. So you want to say goodbye to everybody? That's
Oh,
live.
we're still
Yeah,
live.
you're live. Say goodbye.
Goodbye. Yeah. See you later.
All
man.
right. How do I shut this off?
All right,
Wow.
Q.
I'm
All right,
just gonna
Q,
join yours,
Jeff,
Q.
real quick. FanDuel. This is like legal betting, which is
Okay.
which is the way you want it. You don't want to go to no bookie. You don't want to take a chance on
Broken legs.
Fat Tony coming down and
Fat Bry.
giving you
You got my money.
coming down to your workplace. Your wife's asking Jeff, why is Fat Tony always here?
I don't know why.
Yeah.
crying herself to sleep at night.
Tony some money.
This
Yeah.
way at
Fucking
least
Fat Tony.
on FanDuel you never have to worry about that.
FanDuel's not sending a fat guy to your house to do anything.
Well, Fat Tony, I assumed he wasn't fat. I assumed he was like a hard ass.
Fat Tony's pretty fat. That's why they call him Fat Tony.
Am I wrong to not follow Mike and Ming?
Well, then you are wrong because then you won't get the notifications as to when they start, and then you won't be able to do what I do: jump
them
on
while
and
you're
comment
there?
while they do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be a fucking huge error on my part.
Yeah,
I
you
agree.
would be making.
Oh,
a
Bet
mistake.
Mira? I'll follow him.
Holy shit! You can play NHL and NBA playoff games on FanDuel too. Two.
Cool.
Sherry's berries.
Yeah, baby.
Sully, wait, are we still doing Sheri's Berries?
No,
We're
we're
at
on
the
FanDuel
FanDuel
right now.
All right.
But like, who you got? Who's your pick Sunday, Jeff? Right now for the Stanley Cup. Two teams in the cup.
I'm going to say Montreal and Anaheim.
Ooh, ratings winner. Well, not really.
Well,
not
you
in
can't.
America.
Like Canada.
Canada would be. Canada would be.
It's a long time since they won the cup too, Montreal.
93. Yeah, so that's your pick, Montreal.
Yeah, I'm going to go
and
Montreal
Anaheim.
and Anaheim.
Why are
The
they
Habs
do
and the
hockey?
Ducks.
Why are we talking about that shit, man? Let's talk about
This is
baseball,
FanDuel.
man.
Nuts. Nuts back.
Because it's not just baseball on FanDuel.
It is. I thought we said it was. Like, haven't we been saying for the past 3 weeks it's just
who's your
baseball?
NBA finalists?
Couldn't
Yeah,
even tell
I
you.
thought it was.
I don't follow basketball.
What about
I
your
couldn't tell you.
WNBA?
Oh, you're on.
finalists?
Couldn't follow that either.
I'm on?
Well, no, I'm following you on Periscope, buddy.
You are? All right.
Yes.
Hockey
How do I tell who's
Football.
following me?
FanDuel,
indoor league.
FanDuel is going to shouldn't have to pay for this ad
How come?
because no one is paying attention.
We're really
What are you
not.
talking about?
I'm
You're not
going to
giving-
put
you're not
Periscope
giving-
down for now. Let's
You're
talk
not-
about
you're not giving
FanDuel.
FanDuel their
I know
money's worth.
some dude won like 60 grand and they pay out like 2.5 million a day.
No, it's up to $1 billion now.
Oh, it's $1 billion a day they pay out.
Somebody won $1 billion on FanDuel.
Yeah.
That's
hell outta
incredible.
$1 billion?
Yeah.
$2.5 billion.
Yeah, he's a multi-billionaire now thanks to FanDuel.
Betting on what?
What?
Betting on what?
Betting on
Sports
baseball.
games.
Sports.
One baseball game
How
and
much
he
was
won
his
two.
fucking bet?
Oy.
How much was the bet?
He placed $1 down. One game, he won 2.5
And he didn't
billion.
have, that wasn't even
No
his dollar. It wasn't
way.
even his dollar. It was
Yeah.
a FanDuel comp.
Yeah.
You're better off doing that than a pick six.
So
You're better off doing that than Lotto.
So FanDuel's fucking business model is a little fucked, but people are getting rich.
I can see that.
Yeah.
So if you want to be a billionaire someday, Jeff, Go to FanDuel.com and sign up.
Might
today.
have to.
Does he need our code so that we get some credit? Maybe we get a little bit of that
Coach
2.5
Fat
billion.
Tony.
Yeah, if you win a billion Sunday, Jeff, would you spread the wealth around a little bit with such this?
That's a lot of money. Sure.
Yeah. How much would I be looking at when you would be like, just could you like, hey, you know,
Well, you got billions. You can give everybody $1 million.
You'd give me $1 million.
Yeah. $2 billion?
Is
That's a lot of fucking money.
You'd give me $2 million. Did you say or two? Oh, you said $2 billion. Oh,
$2 billion is a lot of
money. Give me $1
million.
million.
Sure.
Damn, you're a good man.
Would you feel guilty taking Sunday Jeff's $1 million?
He's got $2 billion?
Yeah.
And he's willing to give me $1 million?
Yeah.
I don't feel bad.
Nah?
No.
Yeah.
But he doesn't need it.
Of course I need it.
He
What are you
doesn't
talking
need
about?
it. He's fucking on TV. He's
Yeah,
fucking,
give
You're
Walt,
on TV too.
You can take driving lessons.
weeks out of the
give
year.
Walt Q's $1 million.
Yeah, give all.
You do 16 episodes a season? We do 10 more than you.
You're on constantly, Q. You're on rotation.
Yeah, I don't get paid.
Yeah.
That's why I'm on constantly.
You got DVDs though.
Yeah, we got to
All right,
resort to talking
well,
about
so-
resort to talking about FanDuel
I've
to make
seen 'em.
ends meet.
So go to FanDuel tonight, Sunday, Jeff. Put your dollar on the Ducks and the Montreal Canadiens, and you might be a billionaire by.
If you win both games, you're going to get $5 billion.
Come on, Sunday Jeff. Give me $1 million.
Christ.
Well, you don't believe.
Give me $1 million.
$5 billion. Where are you coming up with these figures? Just like spinning the money wheel
I
at
want
the
that $1
boardwalk.
million.
Yeah.
Don't you fucking
What's
do
the
it.
first thing you buy? How quickly do you quit?
Yeah, how quickly do you walk
what's the
in
thing
and
you say to your
suck
boss?
my veiny cock?
They'd never see me again.
Oh, you wouldn't even give me go in and give
Disappear.
your speech. You wouldn't. What every American
Yeah,
dreams
come in
of,
there dressed
walking in.
like the Monopoly guy, making it rain.
No, man, you take a shit on your boss's desk.
Yeah, that's
you don't go
Sunday
out like
Jeff,
that.
you
Like,
defecate on your boss's desk and wipe it with $1 million bill.
Yeah.
I like my boss now. I don't have the same boss anymore.
Yeah, you make him a millionaire after
Yeah.
you shit on his desk.
There you go. Wipe it up with these. Wipe it up with these.
Oh, you like your boss? Okay. Well,
Yeah, my
come
boss
on.
all right
I want
now.
to see you defecate somewhere after being a billionaire.
Yeah.
Because you can shit anywhere you want now.
Yeah, I want to see a shit on people.
What, Mike and Megan doing the podcast?
Yeah. Live on Periscope.
FanDuel.com. Gotta be in it to shit in it.
What about the what say you?
Live What Say You was great. We did that. It sold out the Zanies in Nashville. People showed out in droves. We got Maxwell involved. We brought him up on stage.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he killed. He did really well.
Yeah.
People know who he was?
Yeah, he got a
yeah.
round
So
of
ants were
applause.
there then, huh?
Oh, there were ants. There's always
okay.
ants.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
it was pretty good. Oh, and I met there were a bunch of guys there in 4-color demon vests.
Oh, yeah.
There were 4 guys
Hard
there.
asses?
Nice.
Yeah,
Hard nuts
well,
in
you
there?
know, there was some 4-color demon guys there.
asses.
That's what you should do, Q.
What's that?
Like, you know how the Stones had the Hell's Angels guarding them?
Yeah.
You got the four-color
four-color
demon hard
demons.
nuts fucking always around.
Pardon, what say you?
So no one could get next
Someone
to you and
dies.
stab
Like they
you or
killed
anything.
someone. Was it Altoona that they killed the fucking?
They don't even look at you.
Altamont.
Like
Altamont.
one of those 4-color demons will stab them.
Yeah, that's what I want. They didn't look like the stabbing type. Our 4-color demons. Great guys. They had patches on their vests.
So you're telling me
Yeah,
the patch doesn't make the hard ass,
they looked pretty hard ass. I will say that.
but you need some real.
I don't know if they're willing to back it though. They look like good family guys, but like families.
It would be like getting a tattoo. It takes more than just getting a tattoo. You got to actually have some.
Play the part. Be the part.
You gotta have some.
Yeah, but the 4-color demons is a comic book motorcycle club. I don't think you need much.
Well, don't you want it to be one day be a legitimate real one though?
Like a real club?
Where you guys
Yeah.
like maybe some clashing going on with some
I don't
rival
want
gangs.
any clashing. No. Inclusiveness.
That's
Inclusiveness.
not that is not what motorcycle clubs are about, is it?
That's
Yeah,
all right.
who should we clash with? We got to figure out who our
Oh,
enemies
this is a
are.
motorcycle club for people who don't want clashing. Unless you want to argue about who's a better Green Lantern or...
Yeah, or like Hulk first thing. That
yeah,
kind of
all
fucking
the shit that
stupid
Walt
bullshit.
loves to talk about all day.
All right.
But there was at these shows I'm seeing more and more 4-color demon stuff, and it really gives me like a sense of like pride.
Speaking of 4-color demons,
Yeah.
we're doing the pre-order for the T-shirt. Q. the Four Color Demons T-shirt.
That's going
with
to be
a
great.
special.
like insignia,
Yeah,
maybe.
It'll be due to your Elvis
Yeah.
obsession lately. There's a little special thing.
There's
on
a
the
little
back of
picture
the
of
t-shirt.
Elvis's dad and the colonel on the.
But go to Tell 'em Steve Dave merch table and check it out if you're interested.
Very cool. Anyway, so I don't know how we got on all this, but the special edition album. So yeah, just let us know if it's something you guys would be interested in, or if it's just a stupid idea.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like the
It's
idea.
like this photo's not even centered. Like,
Yeah, that's what Walt said. He was like, it's.
It's like no one tried, and we're talking about the King, and you're like put some effort into it.
this one is just people. With Elvis.
Come on, everybody, Elvis.
All the same pictures on the back. It's just him with the microphone. Almost the exact same pictures.
Yeah.
It's great. Anyway, sorry.
How was your trip, Ron?
Yeah.
It was rather uneventful. We started at the Hard Rock Casino Hotel. Have you ever been there? The one in
Yeah, didn't that where I just played?
in Fort Lauderdale.
No. But I have been there. It's in like a City Walk thing.
Yeah,
Universal?
Yeah. It's not Universal, but it's. I didn't leave the hotel except to go to the pool to read for a little bit.
Yeah, it's like on an Indian reservation one. Is that it? Or like?
I don't know.
Yeah, I've been to that one. There's like a gun store across the street, like the highway over there.
There's definitely a highway. I didn't see a gun store.
Yeah, there's like a gun
I did see like tons of weird stuff though, like a lot of like shoes and shit like that. You know,
That was the room I told you to
mean
watch
like
out for. The air conditioning doesn't work there.
Shoe stores, you mean, or just
no, the guy from Duran Duran wore these on this tour.
Oh, you mean at the Hard Rock? You mean?
Yeah, you know.
Oh, you mean stuff on
Memorabilia.
display? You mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you don't think that's worthy of being? I mean, how many Hard Rocks are there now in the world? I mean, they got to
There's a bunch
of
fucking,
them.
they got to have scrape at the bottom of the barrel now. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you would think you would give the shoes to like maybe some of the less popular ones. Like this one is one of the most popular ones, I would have to imagine, right? It's down in South Florida.
Yeah, I guess does pretty well. But I don't know.
You ever read Tell 'em Steve Dave vinyl in there?
Yeah,
Right behind the glass.
I could shatter the glass and take it like
This one's
like
$500.
like a diamond. I was thinking, like, would you be sued if you started a soft rock cafe, and would it be as popular? You just get some softies in there, some mellow shit.
Seals and Croft, their shoes.
Yeah, nothing but shoes, maybe some belts.
I think soft rock's time has come and gone. I don't know. I mean, it's a snapshot of an era when, that kind of music could chart. I don't think that stuff can chart now. It's a little bit more.
The rock's come and gone.
Get in your face, and you got to rap. You have a little bit of rap tone to it.
You have to have your song has to feature someone. If it doesn't feature somebody, it's like so and so featuring Timberlake, so and so featuring.
So today's like Tell 'em Steve Dave featuring Sunday Jeff.
Yeah, that's how I have to bill it. Otherwise, the kids don't give a fuck. We have two self-proclaimed normal guys here today.
Okay.
Sunday Jeff and Walt, two family men.
Yep.
You go up to New York City, all right? You head into Times Square, and you see these two women right here. This is how they're dressed. Wait a second. Hold on. They're in body paint. You see this too?
Bicentennial? Is it like Bicentennial, like red,
I've
wine,
actually
blue?
seen them.
No, it's Times Square, and
I've
it's
seen
like
them before.
you know how like Elmo or SpongeBob or any number of Spider-Man, any number of characters that dress up, and these girls are in Times Square. Now, in New York, it's legal to
Women could go
walk
topless.
around topless.
Yeah.
Which I feel that law is not exercised nearly enough because I've been to New York plenty of times and I never see anything.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the parks and stuff like that. Like Central Park, you want to sun your boobs for a little bit. You just whip them right out and there you go.
Go for it.
This kind of stuff, should it be allowed in Times Square? A very tourist heavy
Not
area.
where they stand. Because I took my daughter up there. They're right in front of the Toys R Us.
Are
Actually,
they?
they're all in front of the Toys R Us. I saw it. There was two of them like that.
But their bits hanging out?
Yeah, they're just like that. It's
well,
just
it's like
painted.
this.
It's like you could,
What if it weren't? I mean, honestly, I don't understand
But there's all those, like you said, those
It should
cartoon
not be.
characters that are out there too.
Yeah,
they have
yeah,
Elmo
Take
and all those
pictures
other
with
people.
them. They pay like money to take pictures.
Well, that's what they say. Like
go to Adult World then.
of course. Well, see, you go to Adult World, you're dealing with a very limited clientele, whereas here, people are going to notice you. Like, their heads are going to turn. Now, whether or not they
what?
get their pictures, well, you're trying to earn money.
I can't imagine they earn as much as like Smurfette or fucking.
I don't know. They said that a lot of teenagers.
Spider-Man.
Space Gizmo. What's that?
This is Space Gizmo. Who's that?
The dude who hangs out with Wally. The
The robot guy.
Oh, from Toy Story?
Yeah, what's his name?
Buzz
Woody.
Buzz Lightyear,
Woody.
that's it.
Woody and Buzz.
They said
up, Woody?
They're saying that here's the problem is that underage kids, like 14-year-olds, I guess 15-year-olds, get all worked up and they will
would
pay
imagine they
a
would.
couple bucks to take pictures with them. So they convinced some 17-year-old to dole out a few greenbacks to take a picture. And
I can't imagine they're getting as much money as the real costume characters.
Well,
It's not necessity though, because you have signs. Because they had that one guy that like assaulted somebody because they weren't giving the money. They put signs up now that says the characters are free, but they'd like you to give a little something. It's not mandatory that you give them money because there were signs all the last time that we were up there, all around that area.
Why do they even allow this though? Why do they even allow?
Because of the area,
these
it's so
people
busy.
to dress up and do this.
Well, did they stop it all together in L.A.? Like,
No, it's still going on.
It still goes on because those people were fighting too, and there's an actual documentary about them. I don't think so because sometimes you see like multiple
Something's going to happen
of the same character,
and then it's going to get squashed. You'll see.
No, my daughter noticed it.
Shit already
say?
has.
She said, "Why has that girl got no shirt on?" And it's right. Like I
What
said,
did you
there was
say?
2 girls. I says,
"Who gives a fuck?"
What can I say? Just turn your head, keep going. It's like she got paint on her. What can I?
Boobs are
what can I
evil.
really say?
Where's Woody?
But I'm saying it's
right here.
take a look.
Wait a minute. What did you really say though?
Where's Dad? He's taking a picture with that girl outside.
So,
What could I say? I says, I don't know why she's like that. I told her, I don't know why. I says, I don't know. She was walking around with a sign, too.
Do you think that was an adequate answer? She wasn't.
What could I tell her? I don't know why they're there.
That's dumb.
I don't know why they're there. I don't know why they're there.
Well, you know why they're there.
But I'm saying the girl that I saw, the 2 girls I saw, they had like some political sign that they were holding up. I don't know if they were. I didn't see anybody taking
Well,
pictures.
I would say
of them.
that's different than these.
Well, you know
They were
why
actually
they're there,
skimpier
right?
than it because they there was just a star around her nipple area.
Right.
And then it was still like a red, white, and blue, but you could still see her, like from her stomach down was like all stripes. Her, like from chest up just had the stars.
Midriff.
Yeah, midriff.
Oh, say that again. This is again an example of somebody just completely overreacting. Now, my feeling is get rid of these girls, get rid of all the fucking characters, and just let people walk around without having to deal with this
We
shit.
won't have to worry about it anyways. That Toys R Us is closing next year.
But
Is it really?
February.
Well,
Yeah.
All of
now
Toys R
kids
Us?
won't
Toys
go
R
near
Us in
Times Square
Times
anymore.
Square.
I don't think that closing is going to affect anything.
Well, but I'm saying, why are they? Yeah, but I'm saying, why are they
New
all
York's
in
a
front of
ghost
that
town.
store? Yeah. But I'm saying you won't have to worry about at least children going in
Escape
there.
from New York.
I mean, children shouldn't be. I mean, the younger kids shouldn't be subject to that stuff.
Daddy, why is that man killing a bum for pocket change? Oh,
Toys R Us closed down.
Do you think?
We got to get out of here. The crazies come out at midnight.
Do you think Do you think they should be in front of that store?
No, I don't think they should be in
Do you
front of any
think-
store. Only store they should be in front of is Adult World.
Okay. Do you think the police should at least keep them at bay at farther
Who's
ends
them?
of
The ones
these
with the
these
scantily
particular
clad
characters?
ones?
Obviously,
I don't think that any of them should be dressing up. First off, it's a copyright infringement.
it's been doing for years.
So what?
Has somebody
it's still
stopped
a
it?
fucking copyright infringement.
who
Just
stopped
because
it?
it's been going on for years, I hate that fucking attitude of like.
Obviously, it doesn't bother
let's not
somebody,
enforce it because it's been going on for
but
years.
it does. They don't enforce a lot of things. There's a lot of things that aren't enforced.
We're
Face the
just
music.
talking about this one right now. Don't point to bad behavior, other bad behavior.
That's not bad behavior.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
just bad
pose
taste. That's not behavior. They're not behaving badly. They're just in a bad place and showing what they shouldn't be showing in front of places that I don't think are really appropriate.
But they're not really
How is
showing
it not bad
anything.
behavior then?
It's just standing there walking, and there's art. There's places that have art like that too, with body paint like that, and it's in a better.
Sunday Jeff, is it the size of the woman's breasts? Do you think they're too big to
They're
be
pretty
painted in
huge.
that?
No, it's got nothing to do
Because they're
with
jugs.
that.
They're definitely
It's
like
just that where they're
they're
located,
giant
Jugs.
cans. They're giant jugs.
where they're located in Times Square.
Do you think if their boobs were smaller, they'd be more tasteful? Do you think?
Do you?
Yes. No. Okay.
It's still the principle of where they are.
So the size of the jugs has nothing
Doesn't
to do.
matter. It's where they are.
Are
It's
you?
where they're
I mean,
visible.
you happen to see them in front of Toys R Us.
Yes.
Are you saying that they exclusively hang out in front of
No,
Toys
when
R
I
Us?
saw them, they
anywhere.
were at a time. They weren't there.
Yeah.
I think they're just all over. They just.
But when I went there, they were at least the two that I saw were just by the entrance of Toys R Us,
Does it
which I don't
matter?
think they should be.
I mean, it's
Yeah, it
not
does
like
matter.
because the kids are walking from. It's not like they're on like they just like transport down and boom, they're right in front of Toys R Us. The kids got to walk from point A to fucking point Z.
But you have to go
get
through the
there.
entrance
So
and
if
the
they're-
exit
so
to
if
see
the-
it.
So if the boobies are out in front of Toys R Us or they're out in front of the M&M store, what difference does it make?
Mark's like,
I mean, they're still going to be seen.
Yeah, but I'm saying you're dealing with younger children. My daughter noticed it.
So you're telling me that your kid only she only was in front of Toys R Us. She didn't see any other part of Times Square but the Toys R
No,
Us.
she did, but I'm saying
Sunday
she
Jeff,
saw
I may
like
believe that.
she saw like we went to the Hard Rock for lunch. They weren't there. They were not
Did
in
you
front of
go
the
see
Hard
the
Rock. They weren't. We walked all around Times Square, but like I said, the characters that were there were like like you said, Smurfette, Cookie Monster, all those characters. You know what? They belong in front of Toys R Us.
They
That
don't
doesn't
really
belong
belong there. They don't really belong
Why not?
there. Because they don't. They shouldn't be making money off of something that doesn't belong to them. They are making more. How much you think that one of those guys in costume make per year?
I'll bet you during tourist season, they probably could
Which is
make a couple.
isn't that 12 months a year in New York?
Not in the colder weather. I'll bet you. Like around Christmas, yes, but there's some dead months in there.
What would you put if you had to just make a blind like stab? What
Like decent
over
day?
25?
$25?
No, 25,000.
No, I don't think
No?
so. No, I mean, they probably do it maybe. Like, I would have to guess maybe, I don't think they're out there 7 days a week. Maybe they're out there 3 or 4 days a week. They clear, like, say, 500, which would be, yeah, I mean, it would be around 26,000. And that's cash.
Why are you okay?
That's pre-tax.
Like, let's say you create a character.
I'm not saying about anything about copyright infringement. Now, you asked me a question. I answered that question about the way she's dressed or the way she's not
But I'm
dressed.
talking about everybody in a costume.
I don't give a fuck about the people in the costume. They belong. They're characters.
They
They're
don't belong
cartoon
there.
characters.
They don't belong there, though.
Well,
They
then
don't
you know
belong
what?
there.
Okay, so you know what? When you go up there, you can cover your kid's eyes looking at Cookie Monster. I'll cover my daughter's eyes for looking
I'm
at
not
that.
talking about. I'm talking about from just a legal standpoint.
Worried about walking around the street. You know, that guy shouldn't be dressed as fucking Cookie Monster. He's taking money from fucking Jim Henson, who's been dead for fucking 10 years.
All that. Okay, so what?
Shut up.
But
No.
you don't know. But you have kids walking up to them. These guys could be fucking not all right in the head. They could be They could do anything.
It's New York City.
Right, but you're inviting them to kids to run up to these fucking lunatics.
My
in
feeling-
Where's
costume.
the parents? Who's watching them?
My feeling is that if these people, the people at Mans and the people in Times Square, if you put on a costume and you go out there to take pictures, I believe that you are 100% correct. You automatically have something wrong with you if you're like, this is my job. Like, this is what I'm
I mean,
gonna
I've
do.
seen worse. I mean, there's people that just like juggle stuff and just. I mean,
That's
they're
not worse.
off the rocker.
How is that worse? At least they're not fucking stealing.
Like juggling boobs, you mean?
But I'm saying they have a permit. I think
Cans?
I remember them having something around their neck,
jugs.
like they have some kind of permit to do it. So it's got to
They
be
have a
legal.
permit. Right? But like you're saying, you've seen worse. What in terms of worse in what way?
That shouldn't be in front of a children's toy store.
It shouldn't be in front of any store.
I agree.
But if the law
Okay,
is that
that's
you
it.
can go
You agreed.
topless,
She doesn't even have to wear this.
Yeah, the
Like,
law
she
is
could-
she doesn't
she
have
could
to
stand
wear
in front
that.
of Toys R Us
Like I
with her
said, the
boobs
one I
out.
saw was worse than that. You actually, the only thing that was covered was just a star around her nipple.
Okay.
Well, and
It's weird. It's definitely awkward and odd and like kind of. It's not
You think
appropriate
it's a
for families.
start of the return to the Times Square of old, the Times Square that we knew growing up?
We'll never see
Never
that
see
again.
that again.
It's completely fucked.
It's probably a good thing, though.
Yeah.
now is it what happens when and it's only fair when the guys get in on this?
Well,
We're
the
like,
naked cowboy.
Naked Cowboy's been there
he's
for
not
years.
naked though.
No, he's not naked, but
Yeah, but you can't be
let's say he-
bottomless by
Well,
law.
let's say he puts the
like a sock over it.
that you ever see those crazy hammocks that they wear, those guys?
Hammocks.
Yeah. Like it's like you could see every vein through it.
Every throbbing vein of
Yeah.
the singing cowboy.
And he's got this little tiny string on the backside.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing left in imagination.
I mean, I'll pay $1 for that photo.
Yeah,
But, like,
I'll take a picture of that guy.
Is that what causes it then? Is that what causes people to be like, all right, enough's enough?
Like throbbing veins.
Because like, oh god, now we got to look at dicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
This
one
is
dick
tolerable. Yeah, one big veiny throbbing cock is one too many. Throbbing cock too many.
That's not right, though.
Neither one of them are right. But again, I don't know if you could do that. As far as
As long as you cover it up, but you cover it up in such a way that
Well, he just wears
you
body
can't have
paint.
your ass cheeks hanging out, right?
Yeah, I can't even wear body paint over it.
Yeah, he dips his balls in a Sherman Williams can and just goes out to the street.
Or they have like those thongs, and it's
Like a
like an
palm tree.
elephant, and like the trunk. It's like an elephant trunk.
Ears on your hip.
Yeah. Well, one of the a guy who gives tours of New York City to middle school students was fuming.
Uh-oh.
They're engaging in child pornography. That's my biggest fear. It's like, no, they're not. See, now you fucking look like an asshole.
Right.
If you have a strong argument, I mean, there is an argument here. That is not it.
No, that's not it.
Taking a picture with a woman who's covered up
You discredit
this
yourself.
much, yeah, you look like a fucking douchebag.
Yeah.
But I remember, this is a long time ago, Walt. I don't know if you remember, but in the late 80s, early 90s, New York had a big problem with like the squeegee guys.
Yeah.
Guys are gone.
And two girls from our town used to go up to right by the tunnel, and they joined in with the squeegee guys. Two younger girls, they were like 18, 19. They wore bikinis, and they would like squeegee
Really?
cars. Yeah, but that gets your attention. But these squeegee guys are like, look, that's my drug money. And who's not going to want to get squeegeed by two bikini girls versus some stinky fucking homeless fuck? So they started like getting threats and shit, and they eventually shut them down.
I hated those squeegee guys. I was so happy when they were gone.
Yeah.
It was fucking horrible. And they would come up with like a old piece of newspaper too. It wasn't even like they had squeegees. They'd spray your windshield with some mystery shit and then just pull out the yesterday's Daily Post and just start rubbing around your thing with it. And then they'd stand there asking for money, and then I just start slowly creeping the car forward.
Right.
Like just to get rid of them.
Turn your windshield wipers on.
Yeah, it was like, go
That's
away.
what people do. Like they'll just pop the windshield wipers on to get them away. Yeah. So I don't know. Okay. So we haven't solved this one. Maybe we can solve this other one Sunday, Jeff. I'm curious as to
Well,
your
but we
opinion.
can solve it.
It's been solved. Yeah. I mean, it's wrong. You shouldn't be doing it. You shouldn't be doing it with any character. You don't need if you want to get your picture taken with Elmo or Cookie Monster, you take your kids to Sesame Place. Want it with fucking Mickey or something, go to Disney. It's just something that is unnecessary and, like you say, only leads to problems. I saw a documentary about it. These people are fucking weird. Yeah, they're weird, man. And they if there's two, say Darth Vaders,
they get
into a fight.
Yep.
Yeah, there's that midget Chucky in L.A. Remember him?
Yeah,
midget little Chucky guy.
Yeah.
Those costumes ain't that good. If you really look at them.
Oh
they
no,
ain't that
they're
good
always
at all.
dirty.
They're
And
terrible.
SpongeBob has like yellowed stockings. It's pretty fucked up. Like you would never want your kid next to this character taking a picture. Probably has fucking bed bugs and shit all over him. David Letterman.
Oh boy.
Did you still like Letterman, Walt? Or have you?
I haven't watched Letterman in close to a decade.
You introduced me to Letterman. I remember way back when you said you should watch Letterman.
When he was on after Carson, When it was it was the beginning in his climb. I thought it was a pretty decent show.
Yeah. He had a good sense of humor, but he got a cool reception while trying to warm up his studio audience Monday with a sexist wisecrack.
Ooh.
Recycled from the dustbin of Hollywood's earliest days.
Oh.
A source in the crowd told the Post. It's always a source, right? So someone asks him, I guess it says he engaged in his trademark practice of taking questions from his fans inside the Ed Sullivan Theater. The first one came from a college staffer who asked what advice the scandal-scarred funny man would give to this year's graduates. Now, do you even think of his scandal anymore?
No.
Would you even remember it if, like, would you?
What was
I don't
his
remember
scandal?
at the beginning.
That he was like banging some staffers and shit, like some of his.
Multiple staffers?
I think it was more than one staffer. Yeah, he was married, and
Dirty
he had like a room, like a secret room upstairs.
Panic room?
Not a panic room.
A love room? Like a love nest?
A love nest. Yeah, Dave's love nest.
At his age.
Yeah, oh, come on.
He's probably walking through Times Square getting all turned on by all those delicious jugs.
Yeah, he sees all those jugs and he's like, "What can I do? Wait a second, let me run up to my fucking love nest."
Jugs and cans just does not get enough play anymore. Like
Nah.
back in the 70s and 80s, like you heard them everywhere.
Yeah, come on, let me see your cans, baby.
Yeah, nobody says that
Oh,
anymore.
she's got nice jugs.
We should open a strip club called the Cannery.
Okay, so this is the advice, Sunday Jeff. Treat a lady like a whore and a whore like a lady.
Ooh.
The joke attributed to a 1930s screenwriter, Wilson Misner, was met with stunned silence. I turned to my wife and was like, "What?" The source said. It was really the first joke of the evening, and it seemed like an odd choice. Okay, I agree with that.
It's an odd choice. I'll give him that.
It's an odd choice, and I don't really get the joke. I don't understand how it's a joke.
Did it air?
No, this was, I guess, no, it was like prior to
Before
the
filming,
stuff
like-
that aired. Like, he like warms up the crowd, I guess.
Well, I
Some
guess
warm up.
what we have to discern what the difference between a whore and a lady is.
I guess so.
You don't know?
You're not.
I don't know. Why, you know?
Treat a lady like a whore
Or would be somebody who was a prostitute.
and a whore like a lady.
Oh,
Nah,
okay.
prostitute. Doesn't a whore just bang anyone for money? I mean, anyone.
Or is that a slut? I don't know. According to
Yeah.
Slutwalk, which took place in New York City this week.
Slutwalk?
Oh, you didn't hear about this?
No. Let's.
Oh,
Did they parade past Toys R Us?
Were you on a float?
He was the king of the slut parade.
Dressed as Elvis.
no, it's an anti-rape.
He had his big veiny cock and shit.
Dip my balls in a paint can. It was an anti-rape march where women dressed like very scantily in thigh highs and various bras and panties.
This didn't get much play in the news, did
And
it?
it said, and they held signs like "dressed like this, still not asking for it." They want to take the word "slut" back. There's nothing wrong with being a slut. Just being a slut doesn't mean that you're
Good Lord.
Well, this is maybe what Dave was talking about.
Yeah. Was like, but I agree with him. You don't think that's why are you shaking your head?
What's that?
You don't think that's a good protest?
No.
Why?
It's just ridiculous. There's too many people out there. Fucking too many open mouths.
But what are you talking about? These are.
What do you mean take slut back? It never had a good connotation. How do you take it back?
Well, they're saying like it should never have had a bad one. Women should be able to have sex as much as they want without.
So like gigolo is not a bad word,
Right.
but slut is.
But slut is. They're saying that's not the way it should be.
Does anyone use the word gigolo anymore? Except for me.
Except for
Brian
you.
Quinn, time gigolo.
There's got to be a better word for a woman who's
Promiscuous?
yeah. There's got to be a better word, a word that sounds more eloquent.
Ho?
There you go.
A ratchet go?
Ratchet ho?
All right. Well, look. I mean, I thought it was a
So
good.
did you watch the parade? How many people were
I
there?
don't know. I just read about it on CNN. I hit
I
CNN.
can't believe that didn't get any coverage. Like you would think that's the perfect thing to lead the news coverage of the day.
Yeah, a bunch
You
of
got-
college chicks running around dressed like sluts with signs. Like, why wouldn't you put that on the front page of the news?
Yeah. I didn't see it. I didn't hear about
I
it.
guess it didn't work then, right? I guess this. Is,
I think that women are still getting raped in colleges. Yeah, I don't think it worked.
Yeah, the whole
no, I
like
meant taking it back, taking the word back.
I never looked at it as a negative anyway, so they already won with me.
So
They hadn't lost.
So I mean, but if someone were to refer to your mother as the S word,
I would argue the definition. I mean, like,
The S word.
now I'm not going to use it so freely as I was.
It was all day long. Yeah.
I use it all the time.
I just heard you before say, "Look at the jugs on that slut," but I guess
I use
Come
it
in,
very.
you see Mike and Mark. You're like, "What's up, sluts?"
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Ready to
I
work?
don't use it properly. I use it. I use it erroneously.
On Mark and
constantly.
Chief.
Yeah, Mark and Mike. What's up, sluts?
these are the comic book store sluts.
They're like, "We're going to take it back."
That's what they should start a podcast. Mark and Chief comic book sluts.
Several fans who passed by the theater on Tuesday evening were outraged by Letterman's comic misfire. Younger people watch his show. We already live in a culture that objectifies women. It's not right to make a joke like that, says Joe Logan, 41, a high school teacher from Pennsylvania.
A dude said that?
A sanctimonious white knight
You
douchebag.
can't deny though that's a very questionable joke for him to be saying.
It's a.
Somebody of his stature,
You know what the crime is here? It's just not funny.
right?
It's not that. It's like, oh my god, it's so
can't-
sexist. I'm outraged. I'm fucking outraged by this.
But you can't be surprised that people are though.
No, because people are fucking idiots. So I'm not surprised at all.
I would argue though that this joke is exactly causing the proper response. So I don't think it's not from me.
You think they should be outraged?
No, but I definitely am not surprised that people are outraged. That is a joke that is is not funny. B is only going to cause you problems.
Yes.
It's only going to backfire.
Okay,
It can't do nothing.
I
to
agree.
help
I
you,
agree with you on both points.
right? And it's going to elicit
Why
that
the
kind of
fuck-
response every time someone tells that joke. You can bet this is the response they're going to get.
Jerry Stockton, a retiree from Virginia, called the crack disrespectful to women, and women should never be disrespected, which I disagree with. My daughter is going to college in September, and I worry how guys will treat her. Now that Letterman told this joke, everyone's going to fucking say, treat a whore like a lady and a lady like a whore. What am I going to do? You know what? Let's not let her go to college. A Letterman spokesman couldn't confirm the accuracy
Right.
of the comment.
Is he retiring at the end of the year?
Yeah.
But not even. I think it's coming up soon.
I'm just saying these two guys
I
are
think at this
fucking...
point he can say whatever the fuck he wants. It
He's
doesn't
rich.
matter, right?
Maybe he's losing it.
It's
gone.
Could be, right? He's getting up there. in
He's
age.
got to be
He just-
mid-60s, high 60s.
It's just the joke
What,
is just
that's it?
like...
This
Does
is
it
not-
qualify as a
I
joke?
don't think he's 70.
No, I mean, if he was going for shock.
It's more of philosophy
Yeah.
than a joke, I would
First of all,
say.
whores should be happy about that because they're making out on it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. Treat me like a lady.
Yeah, I think you're right, though, Walt. How do you define? Like, okay, you meet a girl and you're like, fuck, she a lady or is she a whore? I don't know. Do you just ask her? Did you happen to...
Brian, I'm uncomfortable with this conversation.
Were you involved in Slutwalk 2015 by any
Yeah,
chance?
but I think that's different. Slut walk.
If you're outraged by that joke,
Yeah.
how do you get through normal life?
You don't.
Seeing fucking
Well, you live in
1,000 things a
America.
day that are so much worse than that joke. How the fuck do you get through your day without just imploding?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
It is a weird joke for him to say. I'll give you that.
Like I say, it's just not funny. It's just, it doesn't even qualify as a joke. And it is like, it's one of those things I'm sure he was like, oh, I wish I could take that back. As soon as he said it. I don't know why you would say it. I don't know why. After all these years, like, it's never been in your repertoire. Like,
Yeah, he certainly
What an
wasn't
odd-
that kind of
Dry.
humor.
They're dry.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
But do we know for a fact he even said it though?
well, nobody's confirming the accuracy, but he did when the zinger fell flat, he tried to recover by urging future alums to eat a lot of salad and always be nice. Not good enough, Dave. Not good enough.
What's good?
I want to be apologized to.
Okay.
I need him to donate $1 million to Slutwalk.
Okay.
I need him to lose his position and his pension.
Right.
I need his entire life to be destroyed because he made an off-color remark that he shouldn't have made.
All right.
All right?
I agree with that.
It's the only way things get done in this country. is when everyone gets on their fucking high horse and fucking spouts their sanctimonious fucking bullshit as if they never fucking do anything wrong and demand that someone lose their position over, one little fucking misstep.
Did you see that clip from Jurassic World that everybody's saying is sexist?
I didn't.
Yeah?
How are we missing all this stuff?
I saw the clip, but I didn't. I was so busy looking at the dinosaurs.
No, that's not the clip.
Does the dinosaur have jugs?
Not the trailer. It's a Jugosaurus Rex.
Yeah, body paint.
Now, wait a minute. Did female and male dinosaurs?
Do female dinosaurs have tits?
How did they tell the difference between them? What would be the difference? The genitalia?
They lifted their tails, and so they had, according to Dr. Malcolm in the first movie.
So they would have. Would it be like? Would it appear? Was it always there, or was it only when it was?
Or was
aroused?
it like a red rocket?
I don't know.
Lipstick.
I gotta imagine aroused.
Could you imagine what like a brontosaurus is?
I imagine it frequently.
I mean, you look at a horse, and it's like, holy fuck, a bronto wiener.
And they said, you know what, Q? Speaking of dinosaurs and fornication,
yeah,
they say they have no idea how Triceratops made it.
Because they have all those pointy
They
spikes.
said it's almost.
Shit.
They said they can't
Really?
figure it out to this day. They don't know how it was done.
maybe they went ass to
Maybe
ass.
there was like
Ass to ass. Which one is it here, Q? I'm curious. I want to be outraged.
the Homo erectus giddum was like maybe artificial inseminating Stegosauruses.
Homo erectus.
Homo erectus giddum. That was his job back in the day.
Okay.
Impregnating Triceratops.
This, I believe, is the clip that
Walt,
that prompted Josh Whedon.
Oh God, Joss Whedon.
Joss Whedon to go on to get online and proclaim
Jurassic Park is sexist.
that he's reeling from how this is how sexist this is.
Was he outraged? You would guess that he's outraged by his reaction.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see if Walt and I and Sunday Jeff, have you seen it?
This clip.
Okay, I'll cut this part out. Are we outraged yet? I don't know if we're supposed
Yeah,
to.
you should have been outraged.
Oh, I should have been outraged by now.
Yeah.
What was it, Q?
He's saying that the
I need the
Well,
it's the
this is
parade,
Joss Whedon,
the parade of the
who, as you know, is a feminist.
Joss Whedon.
Feminist.
Okay.
He said.
Thank God for Joss Whedon
He
to show
said
us
that-
apes the light. Go on.
He said that that it's 70s era sexist, how she's the uptight woman in need of relaxing, and he's the life force, fun guy.
Oh God.
And how are we still doing that? And yeah.
Why would you release that clip? It's like a boring clip anyway.
That's
I don't
the
wanna
How
thing.
does
see
that
clip.
sell the movie?
Yeah, it's like I don't want to watch this. This is a love story.
Yeah, right. I mean, I just saw those dinosaurs
Yeah, where's the
in that
dinosaurs?
clip, and I was just like, okay, maybe I could get excited for dinosaurs again, even though I know.
Where's the
I know
carnage?
it's
Where's the
gonna
blood?
suck ass like every other Jurassic Park.
Yeah, and then there's not even any dinosaurs. It's an uptight lady.
And then some upstart kid is going to save the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, some little prick.
So there you go.
And that got Joss Whedon worked up.
That
And
got
then
him
I'm
all
sure all
worked
his
up.
fucking acolytes were like,
that
go,
was a
Joss!
big online discussion.
Yes,
of like,
Joss!
Yeah, it's sexist, and she's all she needs to do is get laid, and she's a scientist, and
He
he's
didn't
telling
even
her to
say
go in this
that.
trailer. It's like, dude.
He didn't even say that. I mean, and he was joking around.
And I had that moment
Holy fucking
where I was
Christ.
like,
You wanted to tell Joss Whedon to shut up.
This.
You want to weigh in, Q?
I said,
Good for you.
I was like, let me
Lucky you
weigh in on this. And then I said, you know what?
Who cares?
Who cares? I'm like, the world is no longer for me. The world is no longer for me. And
I think that's accurate.
Yeah.
I don't think it is for you anymore.
I agree. I
Me
like
and Jeff, we still got a couple years left.
Yeah.
A couple more years.
What about me?
That world, your world was over.
You were the first one out.
Really? Yeah, you're probably right.
We should put you out of your misery.
The reason they did the Lost World.
Like an old horse. Just take me out to pasture and fucking blow me away.
So I didn't comment, Walt. I was like, I'm not commenting on anything anymore because
You can't. It's this.
It's not going to change
It's not a bad way to do it. I agree with that.
But that's the thing, though. Joss Whedon calling that sexist and is not going to change anything either.
Oh, you're wrong.
I don't think so.
You don't think that, especially with the amount of juice that guy has.
Jews?
Juice.
No, look at the fucking the poster
He made
for
the
Avengers. Yeah, look at the poster for it. It's all the dudes in like heroic shot, and then like a back shot of the Black Widow looking over her ass at the.
And that's a Joss Whedon
And
thing?
that's a Joss Whedon.
Joss Whedon, explain yourself, please.
Yeah. So
Call the stash.
Don't call it stash.
Call the stash this summer. Monday through
Joss
Friday.
Whedon doesn't give a fuck. Either.
Ask for Brian Johnson. We're going to have to fucking hash this out, me and you, Joss Whedon. I'm outraged. It's like child porn.
But to change perceptions, someone has got to go on the offensive, right? To change this, these outdated roles and these outdated.
Who the fuck thinks that like all women are like that, or even a majority of women are like that? I don't think that.
Hollywood apparently still does.
Well, not Joss Whedon, thank God. We got Joss Whedon to fucking turn those clowns around.
That clip could have been that could have been a clip taken from the 60s, the 70s, the 50s, or the 40s. Certainly, you wouldn't think it was from 2015.
I know. It is.
Why not? I don't see anything wrong with the clip.
So it's definitely like.
Has the devil ever had an advocate like this motherfucker right here? Good God.
I'm gonna be rewarded. Hopefully, hopefully when I get there, it's gonna be a nice, cool room.
Yeah. God's gonna be like, look, dude, you argued every fucking point. No matter how fucking inane. You're in.
We get your slippers for you.
I had a new segment for you guys I wanted to unveil.
Sweet.
I thought we could.
Is it Hitler related in any way?
It's not Hitler related.
Oh boy.
I wanted to name it. Tell him Steve Dave on the move. Tell him Steve Dave is on the move, and you were there.
Okay.
TSD on the move. Like, you ever see those serials, like, from the, like in the 40s, the war serials? Maybe, like, just updates of what's going on. I feel that...
Oh, you mean like the newsreels?
Newsreels,
yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that, like, something's happening.
Okay.
And Tell 'em Steve Dave is... Right now, we jokingly say Tell 'em Steve Dave Town. Like, we're big enough to need a town.
Right.
But eventually, I'm seeing signs that we're going to be moving on to a city.
TSD City.
Q. Just for a couple years in the city.
Then the nation?
Planet. TSD planet.
Oh, my God.
It's a TSD planet. Fear of a TSD planet.
Yeah. Walt's the fucking Chuck D of Tell him Steve Dave. Who's Flava Flav? Here you go.
You can have it, buddy.
And this is where I bring you instances and the listeners to prove my point.
Okay.
TSD planet TSD is right around the corner.
Inevitable.
But I thought I'd give updates and examples of why eventually we'll all begin living on planet TSD.
I love this.
And the first instance of the first segment is it's almost like an update on an old one.
Ooh.
If you recall, there was a guy who worked at a nursing institution or a nursing community, and he was going to create for the elderly.
Taylor, I have an update on that. Do you have it?
I have it.
Okay.
Do you have the most update?
I believe I do.
I don't think you have the one I got from yesterday, which is going to shatter.
Really?
Maybe right there, like TSD town becomes a city overnight.
Wow. Mm. All right.
He created, for those who don't know what we're talking about, Jeff, I'm sure you don't know what I'm talking about. This guy, Taylor, his name was?
Taylor, yeah.
Fucking
like Taylor Swift.
Taylor?
Oh, see, I was thinking Taylor from Charlton Heston.
Yeah, I thought Taylor Swift, like a lady.
When I hear Taylor.
I thought he was a sweet lady. I thought he had jugs.
He worked at this.
This is funny, right?
Not a nursing home.
Assisted living.
Stupid.
No, it was like a community, almost like a.
Like a retirement community.
Yeah,
or
retirement
something.
community where you would have like where you could go to a library, like right on the grounds. And this guy was such a Tell 'em Steve Dave fan, he was going to create. He wanted to ask our permission. He was going to create CDs, episodes, and put them on CD, and have them in a library where the residents could check it out.
Yeah, I think
check
some
these out of the library, go home and listen to the CDs, and he would provide,
humor.
Well, and he also, like, if they dug it, they'd be like, "Oh, I want some more.
Right.
I want some more
like-
TSD content."
Most people get them young. We'll get them at the end.
So they can't get away.
Maybe they can leave us something in their will.
Well, Q, I finally heard back on this petri dish of
Yeah.
This was the model. Maybe this is where TSD Town maybe starts right here.
Okay.
This is what's it called? Patient Zero.
Patient Zero, yeah.
Well, Taylor gave me the update
Ooh.
on how things went, and he also told me that
He's looking for a job.
He's no longer employed.
no, he's still employed there. And he besides offering Tell 'em Steve Dave, he also offered Night Vale
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sure.
and Nerdy.
The Nerdist?
Nerdist.
Okay. Let's have Boy Matt's on that.
So
We're in good company.
Yeah.
So we got the circulation numbers.
Okay.
We got the checkout rate. How often these discs go out.
And did he compare them to Night Vale and
Yes.
Nerdist?
Oh, we
Okay.
have everything. All
We
right.
got it all right here.
So just these discs are at the front desk. And
These discs are at the what's it called? The
Audio?
the media,
Okay.
right,
Media
like
section.
the library.
Yeah.
The media library.
Up there with maybe
Like the Dick Cavett show and
no, I was thinking more like maybe
the Golden Girls DVD boxes.
Big Swing music. And,
Are those people still alive for the swing music or are they?
Like Tommy Dorsett.
so he works with an 83-year-old woman,
Okay.
Taylor, and he gave her she works at the library with Taylor, and he gave her all three testing CDs, and he's
Okay.
going to test this out.
With just random episodes on it, right?
Yeah,
Do we know what episode it was of ours?
I don't know what he said. It doesn't matter, Bri,
Okay.
because while she enjoyed the Nerdist,
Right.
she didn't care much for Nightmare.
Night Vale.
Night Vale.
Mm-hmm.
And she couldn't get through 15 minutes of Tell 'em Steve Dave. And to date, the Tell 'em Steve Dave CD at Taylor's library, she's the only one that's checked it out.
Because she fucking...
Hey, he gave it to her. She didn't even check it out.
But she goes by the rules, though. She
okay.
checked it out. She didn't just take it back to her cell or wherever they keep these old.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, listen to this. Why is the population no longer here? People having heart
Well, she
attacks.
fucking spread the word. She's like,
Yeah.
oh, don't listen to that nasty. Oh, they're naughty boys, those three. Don't listen to them. Listen to the
My
Nerdist.
ears.
Listen to the Nerdist. Chris's. Oh, nice. Not like those
Wow.
naughty, dirty potty mouths.
Couldn't get through 15 minutes.
15 minutes
This is
of
a
it.
gigantic community of people, though.
Maybe it was get him in the first 15 minutes because maybe that explains it.
Taylor, you fucked up. You didn't do an all get 'em CD.
Yeah.
The best to get 'em.
Maybe we should do an old timey episode.
Just talk about old timey stuff.
Yeah, well, start it with hello, everybody, welcome.
You know what? I'm going to make a list of
Tell 'em
topics
Steve Dave.
where we can do. We won't do the whole show, but we'll do maybe 20 minutes of it.
All right.
And of old, we'll just talk about old shit.
Okay.
If you're
let's do it next week.
Okay.
Yeah, I
if
like
you're
this.
83, that means
What year?
So,
what would be your?
So 60 years ago, you were interested in certain shit. So that would be 1940.
Oh yeah.
That would be 65
Oh,
years ago.
Dude, isn't every?
We talk about Hitler all the time. Yeah.
He wasn't like the top of the charts back in the 40s. Like everybody's wasn't
Oh,
talking.
wait,
about him.
no.
He was in every
you're talking
newsreel.
about
He
people
had
that
to
were
have been.
born in the 40s. But you need to jump ahead to their teenage years. a little
50s
bit.
then. Well, we talk about Elvis lately a lot.
Yeah, what's going on, man? How could they not be fucking digging this
You
shit?
can't possibly, Q. You had to realize, though, that we're not garnering any young ears with all your Elvis talk lately.
Yeah, but it is getting me free Elvis.
We can't get the old people. We can't get the young people.
So that was the first segment of Tell 'em Steve Dave on the
Okay,
Move.
and it's definitely about reporting a flop on our part.
But, well, I mean, it has to start somewhere.
Yeah.
That's not your projected listeners anyway.
I mean, come on. By the time Tell 'em Steve Dave Planet really takes hold, she's going to be gone.
But eventually, 83-year-olds will listen to that. All your aunts now, in the future, will listen to this.
You hope so.
What if we're just
I would like to
making
know who
shit?
the oldest aunt is. Wouldn't you, Q?
Yeah, I would like to know.
That'd be interesting. I wonder who the oldest aunt is. But if anybody wants to keep me updated on instances where Tell 'em Steve Dave is on the move, maybe one, maybe a little bit more positive than this one.
Sure.
But I'll report it then.
Yeah. I liked an idea you had a long time ago. I was thinking that we should perhaps go forward with it and have Maxwell be our hillbilly correspondent, like what's going on down in his neck of the woods. Remember, you were going to send him out
a church blotter.
A what? A church blotter?
Yeah, like the church thing where you get the blotters in the church, like, there's a cake sale on...
No, not printed. Like, we give him some questions and then he could go and ask, I think he probably has an eye for the right people to ask.
yeah. Okay.
And we'll write some questions and he can go and interview them and then we'll play his segment.
Let's do it. Okay, let's see if we can do that let's see if we can get that done by next week, but we'll do old-timey questions.
Old-timey questions. So he has to ask old people questions.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll mix the two. Good idea, man. Mm-hmm. Good idea. All right.
He's a funny guy, man. He killed us.
Yeah, you work. I mean, you live, Sonny Jeff. You basically live in a retirement community, right?
Yeah, I got a Confederate flag hanging on my front yard, and come on, I give hay rides. I do all that. I'm far south.
But Ocean County is definitely that's where people go to retire in New Jersey, right?
Yeah, that or die.
There's a lot of retirement communities down there.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot in Lakewood, Tom's River.
Do you find yourself like feeling you have to give more patience to since you live in a county that's so full of elderly?
No.
He blends right in.
My particular area, there isn't adult communities on my side of the town, but there is in that area.
People just helping Sunday Jeff across the street, without him asking.
Old lady drops her cane and gives it to me. Here you go, Sonny. You need this more than I do.
I think it's nice though that you continue to still live down there.
Respect your elders.
That factored into your decision to move down there.
Because eventually one day
mean average age
somebody
is
will have to take
85.
care of me, right? Except this fuck, I'll be hitting him with a fucking stick. Wheelchair races and shit.
I can tell you one of two things. I'll save one for next week. I can give you update to Screengate, or I can regale you with stories of an old and very surly woman bursting into my home uninvited and starting a fight with me. I would say she's probably 65, somewhere around there, mid 60s somewhere.
And it's unrelated to Screengate?
It's not related to Screengate. It's a totally new,
crazy
it's
old
a
women.
totally new old woman who I'm fighting with now. Well, I think this fight was
Let's do the one not Screengate then.
not
Yeah.
Screengate.
Let's introduce a new character.
Okay. I don't know her name. I'd never seen her before. I had no idea who she was, but she has one of those rolling walkers, the kind that I use when I got my knee surgery. Mm-hmm. And I think she has some kind of disease. I'm not exactly sure what it is. And Suzanne doesn't really know this woman either. She said hello to her on like one or two occasions. The woman, I guess yesterday, Suzanne was out doing something in the little garden area, and this woman comes over and asks if she'll go with her to Kohl's over in Middletown. Now, you know where I live and you know where Kohl's is. And she wants Sage and Suzanne to go to Kohl's. And, so I come back with Sage and Suzanne's like beside herself. This happens in the span of fucking 10 minutes, I leave, everything's fine. I get back and I'm like, what's wrong? And she was like, that lady across the street, she wants me and Sage to go to Kohl's with her. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, why? And I said, what lady? And she's like, that lady, you know, she has the crazy husband. He always walks around in pajamas. And I said, I have no idea who you're talking about. I've never noticed either of these two people. So she's like, I don't want to go. I said, well, then don't go. Like, she has a very hard time saying no to people, which works out for me sometimes and doesn't work out for me sometimes. But so she doesn't want to go. And I said, all right, well, tell her that you're going to the park with me and Sage. We're going to the park. We're getting ice cream. You know, so it's, you didn't know, but that's what we're doing.
Right.
She goes out to tell the woman this. And I'm with Sage, where Sage is in the bedroom. She's playing a video game. And I come out, and Suzanne comes in. And before she gets a chance to shut the door, this woman is right behind her with her walker and hits the door and comes in. And Suzanne just fucking leaves me there with her. She's like, Suzanne like goes right around me and goes into the bedroom with Sage. And I'm looking at this lady like, can I help you? And she goes, why can't Sue go to Kohl's with me? And I said, well, we have plans. I said, she's going to the park with Sage and I. And she goes, come on, it's only going to take 40 minutes. Now, if you know where I live, it's probably a good 15-minute ride, right? You know?
It's about 10 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, 10 minutes at the least, sure. 15 minutes. It's no way it's 40 minutes. Now, my speculation is I guess she's friends with this other woman, the Screen Gate woman.
Yeah.
And she actually mentioned to Suzanne something about her. So I think this woman may be doing like some recon or something, like trying to gather information on us to report back to this other lady.
Okay.
So I said, yeah, maybe another time. I said, but you know, like I said, we're going to take Sage to the park. And she goes, you're a jerk. And I go, what? And she goes, you're nothing but a jerk. And she goes to turn around, and I said, why am I a jerk? I said, because you didn't get your way? I said, because we had other plans? I said, I'm not sure I understand. And
now you're not mad, right? Like,
no, not at all. I'm like, what a fucking crazy old bag. And I'm just like, I mean, first off, I guess like since she's sick, she takes a lot of pills and shit. Now, I don't know if she's taking anything that, you know, like, would affect her driving or whatever, but not in a fucking million years is Sage getting into a car with her, like she's driving. And, Suzanne, you know, doesn't want to either. But, I said, oh, I'm sorry. I said, I'm sorry that your plans, for my niece and girlfriend didn't work out. And we're going to go to the park instead. I said, I'm sorry. That makes me a jerk though, huh? And, she just kept telling me to shut up in my own home. She keeps telling me to shut up. Now, this is the fucking genius moment. She goes out the door. Now, you've both been to my place.
Yeah.
She goes out the door. Now, across the way is the lady that she had to use my bowl that time, and she has a walker too. Now, she's coming in the door as this lady is trying to go out the door. And so they like kind of like almost collide. And I follow and I say to the woman, I said, you know what? I said, never come back here. I said, don't ever come back to this house. Don't knock on this door. She's like, I won't, you jerk. Just shut up. And I said, I won't shut up. And I said, you don't even know me. Why are you calling me a jerk? And this other lady with the competing walker has the biggest smile on her face because she wants to tell me, she has news for me, that like she's heard that in the area like some of the wild feral cats have rabies, and to be very careful, you know, so none of them bite Sage or bite one of our cats. So she's trying to tell me this, having no idea that this woman is trying to like get out at the same time. So I just keep badgering this one lady. I just keep saying shit to her. And she goes, she says to me, she was like, I said, you don't even know me. And she goes, I know you a lot better than you think. I said, really? I said, give me one fact about me. She said, shut up, you jerk. And I said, I will not shut up. And then she says to my neighbors, I feel sorry for you having to live across from him. I said, why? So I have a beautiful relationship with them. I said, I would do anything for them. I said, I'd give my life for them. I said, like,
I go to Kohl's.
Overplaying it, yeah. Like totally overplaying it. And suddenly, like, the husband of the other lady in the competing walker is looking at me like, what the fuck is going on here? And, she goes, that was the other thing she said before she left. She's like, I feel sorry for your girlfriend. You never let her go anywhere. I said, what are you talking about? And she told me to shut up. And I said, well,
Suzanne probably said, like, one of her excuses for not going was like, Brian won't let me go.
Brian wants me to go to the park or whatever. Suzanne was thankful that, this lady is fucking obviously never going to come back.
Yeah.
But the fact that she like just rolled right into my house, like hit the door,
great.
comes in, starts stating her case. And the second that I'm like, and I was really polite. I was like, maybe another time, I can't disappoint Sage.
Yeah.
And she's like, shut up, you jerk.
You've got to move out of that
surreal, man.
Place.
So surreal, but Christ, the moment I loved it. It was so hysterical. The fucking, just the budding fucking walkers, her trying to get out, the other lady like, look out for rabies. I loved it. And I agree with you. Like, there is a part of me that I'm like, you know what? I just don't want to deal with these fucking maniacs anymore. But then there's the other part of me that's like, I'm so glad she came in and started yelling at me in my own home, telling me to shut up. It was pretty awesome. And I have a pretty decent Screen Gate update, but we'll wait till next week for that. Yeah.
Sounds like he lives in a retirement home.
That's what I was going to say. I think
Yeah. I mean, they're fucking nutty. All of them, man. They're all fucking crazy. You can watch the Jim Norton special on Epix the 24th, or you can watch the Bruce Jenner special. Which one are you going to choose?
What are you talking about?
Which one are you going to choose?
Neither.
Neither?
No.
Why are you playing it?
Huh? Because I like Jim Norton.
I like Jim Norton too, but I'm not going to watch it the day it drops out.
All right, well, that's up to you. I'm just saying. You going to watch Bruce Jenner?
No.
You going to watch Bruce Jenner? Well,
what's that?
The Bruce Jenner special. His transition, his journey.
It's on Epix too?
No, it's on a different channel.
What channel is it on?
I don't know. Channel 7? You want me to find out?
Well, I thought if you're plugging it, I thought you had a
I'm not plugging it.
Well, if we
I would
go
never watch.
check
I would
local
never
list,
watch
maybe.
anything to do with the Kardashians.
That was sarcasm?
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't sound like it.
Yeah. It's ABC. Bruce Jenner promos say little but stoke interest. You don't want to see Bruce Jenner's pussy?
I don't care about Bruce Jenner. or what he
You don't want to see his jugs?
I don't care about his cans or his jugs.
All right, well, fuck it then. Fuck you.
Why should I care about what he does? You guys never meant a single thing to me.
He's an Olympian.
Oh, I don't care.
National pride.
He was just for what he's done for this country. I think you could just suck it up a little and still working now.
Just a little
woman,
bit.
whatever you want to say.
Yeah, just a little. Christ almighty.
Just a little.
I
bit
already
of
fulfilled
patriotism.
whatever side of the contract I had with him.
What way?
I paid taxes that sent him to the Olympics. Done. He's on my dime.
I gotta say, I'm outraged at Quinn's fucking attitude.
I think he was working back then.
Bird doll is more patriotic than what I just heard out of you.
Well, I pay my taxes that fund shit like the Olympics. So why do I now? I got to celebrate my employees
Now he's boasting
for the rest
he
of
pays
life.
taxes. What's with this guy?
We all pay taxes. So on top of that, I got to blow the Olympiads every year. Forget about
Yeah,
it.
you just got to support him through his transition.
No, I
don't you want to
don't
be
give a
politically correct like Joss Whedon?
No, this is.
I'll
what I'm
bet you
talking
Joss
about.
Whedon's fucking
Joss
all up in
Whedon's gonna
fucking
be
Bruce
fucking
Jenner's
polishing
pussy,
that knob.
and you're fucking not, and you'll never be Joss Whedon. That's
I'll never
why.
be Joss Whedon. That's true.
Tell him, Steve Dave.
Behind the steering wheel, they could. So I know why we couldn't feel the same. So I would end it anyway. 'Cause I'm waiting for the sound of the radio. My therapy for the loss of audio. 'Cause I know why we could feel the same. I would anyway. We could anyway. 'Cause I know why we could feel the same.
This has been a production of Smodco Internet Radio. Sir, only at smodcast.com.